It doesn't matter. Anyway, the wizard gave me superpowers. And then everybody got superpowers.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together.
Looking on your filmography, the guy for horrors is going for superhero movie. Why?
You know, I wondered the same thing because they, after Annabelle Creation, they called me and asked like, "Hey, would you be interested in directing Shazam?" And I was like, "Yeah," but I was like you. I was like, "Why me?" But it's like I'm not gonna ask them because then they might go like, "Yeah, what are we doing? What are we calling him for?" So I was just like, "Yeah, let's do it and hurry up before they realize their mistake." But I mean, to me, I love all kinds of movies, and I mean, this is like movies that have a bit of everything. You have adventure and comedy and action and even a little bit of horror and things like that.
Especially in the second one.
Yeah.
You went for the horror vibes. I could feel that.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I love monsters and things like that, you know?
And where does idea come from to make Helen Mirren one of the villains? Because she's a great actress, but
Yeah.
I would never suspect that somebody will put her in a superhero movie as a villain.
I didn't expect she would want to be in a superhero movie, but she said yes for some reason. I mean, I heard she liked the first one, so we fooled her somehow. No, but I was just, it's fantastic to work with her. I mean, she's Dame Helen Mirren. She can do anything, you know, and she can be quite intimidating. And she even does her own stunts in the movie. And you know, we put her on wires and everything. And
I heard she even broke a finger for you.
she didn't tell anyone. You know, I found out later she broke it and just kept on going. So I mean, that's Helen Mirren for you.
Did you had already the meeting with James Gunn, or this is something that is still before you?
Yeah, we haven't really like talked about the future beyond like I've been told that there's nothing in the Shazam movies that interfere with or contradict with what they're doing with the future of DC. So there could be more Shazam, but we haven't had that conversation yet.
All right, so what's next in store for you? Because I know that James Gunn is taking over.
Yeah.
We know that we're not saying goodbye to this character. So do you have any other idea for this franchise? Or do you want to bring it further?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I just want a little break because I've been working on Shazam movies since 2017. So there's been a lot of Shazam. But I mean, there's definitely a lot more you can do with the characters and in the universe. And like, I'd love to see more of Mr. Mind, for example, the little worm you see at the end of the first movie, because he's such a unique villain. Like, you haven't seen anything like that, like a tiny little worm, but he's very, very dangerous. And he's voiced by me, and you know.
Yeah, that's why I was expecting to see him more in the second one. But
Yeah,
like
we actually were going to have him in this one. It was actually him that opened up the portal to get the sisters to this world as part of a bigger plan of his. But it was just too much movie to have him and Sivana and all the gods and everything. So we had to shorten it a bit and just have the gods come here right away.
And also I could see a little bit shift that there is less Billy, more Freddy this time around.
Right.
And I'm curious, was it intentional or was it something that came up when you guys were filming, that the proportion were not balanced this
No,
time?
we wanted to give Freddie, you know, tell his story a bit as well, and because he has this nice arc of like learning that he has worth as a person as well. It's not, his worth is not just in being a superhero, but as a human, you can be a hero as well. Like, you don't need superhero powers to be a hero, which I thought was a nice story for him.
And also the second installment, I think it's more serious than the first one. The first one was very comedic one, and the second one, you changed an approach. And this is also a question, what happened? Like, everybody grew up, or?
It's partly that everyone's older now. I mean, we try to still keep the fun and the humor in it, but you know, the further you get into the movie, because they're dealing with such a threat and such a danger, and like, it has to become a little bit more serious. And you know, Billy has to become an adult now and grow up for real.
And watching on the whole movie, I'm curious, for you as a director, as a filmmaker, what was the hardest part of it? like the CGI or the stunts, or to striking this series core that actually will open some not memories but some emotions in the viewer.
Yeah, I mean, it's all difficult to be honest. It's such a marathon making movies like this. But I mean, I think the most difficult. I think the heart comes pretty naturally. Because we have such great actors and like, you know, like especially like Marta and Asher, like they're so great at being like emotional and bringing that into the film. So I think the hardest is probably just the technicalities of like visual effects and stunts and things like that. But I got to work with some really talented people to deal with that.